Hey YouTube, this is One Hoof, the helicopter guy. Today I would like to make a short video on the Futaba T16SZ transmitter. I've been using this transmitter as my go-to transmitter since 2021 when I bought a used Vario helicopter. So I like to customize my transmitters. I fly real airplanes and helicopters, so I like to put these little color-coded toggle switches, and I also like to put these on the back. These are really handy because you can like lay the transmitter down and you can still see it really well. So you're at the airfield. I always like to put these neck strap balances on them, and so the topic of today, this transmitter here on the table, the carrying handle came loose, and that's a problem. So I turn this off. I was hoping against hope that this piece here, that you could turn it and tighten it, but unfortunately that is not the case. So since this is my primary transmitter with all of my helicopters and my airplane, I did not want to take a chance of destroying this transmitter. And just for your information, be advised, I am not recommending you open up your transmitter, because it's my understanding the second you open up your transmitter, you just voided any warranty that Futaba gives with the T16SZ. So I'm going to get into it. All that you're going to need is a small Phillips screwdriver and a 2.5 millimeter driver. So I initially took out, there are 4 screws on the back of here, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and I was very careful in the process of doing this. Even though the other transmitter is my backup, I did not want to destroy a perfectly good transmitter for no reason. But if I was going to booger up and destroy a transmitter, I did not want it to be my primary. So this comes straight off. This doesn't connect to anything important. That's just there to protect the top of the transmitter case. And there are rubber pieces. I took these rubber pieces off the other one, but I found out that was unnecessary. But if you will, I call that exploratory surgery. And actually, I forgot to take a note of the size of the bolts on the other side of the handle. So there are 2. I took out the wrong one. Yeah, so you need to take off the outer one. There's nothing you need to take off of the inner one. So this guy can stay right there. No need to take that out. And I recommend taking the battery out just to lighten it up, make your job easier. So when you do this, use extreme caution. Do not touch any of the electronics inside of there, because static electricity can potentially destroy your electronic components in there. by no means an expert, and I could be wrong, but out of an abundance of caution, I just do not recommend touching any electronics inside of your transmitter. So now my concern is with these bolts being loose, if they work themselves completely free, they are at the top, and typically the transmitters are held straight up, or pretty close to a straight up orientation. The screw is very small. I'm sure that you could probably send your transmitter in to Futaba and they will do all this for you, possibly even free of charge, and you wouldn't have to worry about voiding your warranty. I don't know why this one's giving me so much difficulty getting that out. Honestly, I probably need a smaller screwdriver for this one. This is a very tiny screw. That should be loose. I don't know. See if this one comes out a little bit easier. No, that one's stuck in there too. So okay, I'm gonna put it in my lap to pull them apart. And this is what we're looking at here. These are the offending bolts that have somehow worked their way loose. If this were an aircraft, I would probably go ahead and put Loctite on there, but since this is inside of a transmitter, and that's probably about as tight as I would go. That's probably, you don't want to over tighten. So on my other transmitter earlier, the thing I had trouble with were these. There's two little notches that they go down into, and with my other transmitter, that was the thing that I had difficulty with. I had a challenging time getting the back plate of the transmitter to seat properly. It was very challenging. On that one, I had difficulty with the left side. On this one, it looks like I'm going to have difficulty with the right side. So the thing is, you don't want to force it. If it's not seating properly, then that means it's hitting something. I should have taken these screws out while I had that off. I don't think that's the problem, and it could be this one over here. So I'm gonna lift it up and try to really get it centered as much as possible. It seems like it kind of goes in. So this is the tricky part. I had serious challenges with the old transmitter getting the back of the case to seat properly. So it's the exact opposite. On the other one I had trouble getting the left side to seat. It seems like that's lined up a little bit better. And it seems like it's the top part that is hard to get. I do not know why. And this is why I do not like taking things like this apart, because especially when it's your, okay, now that came on seated,